Hello everyone, this is Robert, 50 years of chess. I'm bringing you a match from yesterday that I played against this gentleman from Bulgaria, aged 84. But you wouldn't know that. He played more like a 24-year-old. Okay, so I've got two games with him. This is the first one I'm going to show you, and then I'll put the second one on afterwards. They're good games, they're very interesting. I hope you enjoy them. And appreciate my opponent's very good play considering his age. I can tell you a few things about Varban. A few things I can tell you about Varban. He was born in 1942 during World War II. He's 84 years of age, Bulgarian, and he's ranked third on the Fide Arena chess rapid play. He's ranked third. Top Bulgarian on this site, so he's on there on the rapid. He's rated about something like 1984. So he's much higher than what he is on this which we played yesterday, which was a 5-minute blitz match twice, and his rating on there is 1399, and I was 1345. 5-minute blitz, you really haven't got long. You can play pretty fast, well, first of all, but as it gets near the end, it really gets a bit nerve-wracking and anything can happen. So I'm not going to waste any time. Let's go straight to the game. I was white, and this is how the game went. I opened with d4. My opponent played d5. e3, the intention is to play the stone wall with white, but he's stopped that straight away, bishop f5. So he's looking at some sort of Slav setup, I think. So here I played g4, because had he played c6, then bishop f5, we would have had without doubt, Caro-Kann setup. So what I've done is the fact that I played e3 and not moved anything else before I brought the bishop out, that didn't really change anything. So g4, which is known as a bayonet attack, is now being employed against Mr. Varbanov. So he's gone back to g6, h4, h6, and I played f4. Normally I wouldn't do that because he can go in bishop e4 attacking the rook, but I wanted to establish a king side that couldn't be penetrated. So he's gone bishop to e4 attacking the rook, which I played to h2, and he's gone knight f6. So already he's getting his pieces out and he's ready for a fight. So I played knight d2 because I would like to get that bishop off him. Now I'm wondering whether he'll go back with the bishop and drop the knight into e4, but he chose not to. He pushed the h pawn on, which is interesting because if I attack the knight, he can then come in with knight g4, and he's got two beautifully placed pieces, a bishop and knight, both supported by pawns, making it very difficult for me. So I played knight takes bishop, and he then played knight takes pawn, which this is going to win him a pawn, but I don't mind because I'm going to get what I want, which is a strong setup. So as he attacked the rook, I played it to g2, and then he took the knight. So I played knight because if he plays e6 or e5, he will be attacking my h pawn, and there's not much I can do to protect that. But what I can do is drop the knight into g5. Therefore, he can't take the pawn with the queen straight away anyway. So he's played e6, knight into g5. Now, this is why I did it, because he can't play f6, because I've got knight takes e6 attacking the queen. And I can get my queen, my knight. I could just take the bishop with it, and I won't have to worry. So he's gone queen to d5. So that he can play f6 and protect the e6 pawn. So I've attacked his queen immediately with c4, and he's gone to f5, so he can still play the same thing, but he's not able to attack my h-pawn if I do go back. But I decided that I don't need to do that yet. I've gone queen to b3. I'm now attacking his b7 pawn. Now he wouldn't want me to take that because I would get his rook after. So he's played b6. And that gives me the opportunity now to play queen b5 check, get the queens off. He didn't do that. He played knight d7, so I made sure the queens came off. And he played e takes queen on f5. So bishop to d2 and bishop to e7. He'd probably take my knight at some point, so I've just got to carry on and develop with castles queenside, and all my pieces are now developed. He's still not castled yet, so he's played a5, and then I played the other bishop out to e2. That's it. I'm fully developed. I'll probably take his knight if he doesn't go back. So he took my knight first, so I retook with the f-pawn, and now he couldn't go back anywhere with his knight. He can't go to h6, f6, or e5. This was the plan. So he's played g6, and now taking his knight. So he's taking with the h-pawn, and it's pretty locked up with pawns now. So being a pawn down doesn't really matter at this time. I do have the bishop for the knight, which might be a major factor later on in the game. What I can't do at the moment is play d5, because if I go d5, that knight can come into e5, and he can drop it into d6, d3 check. He can drop it into f3. He'll have a wonderful outpost on e5, and so I can't allow this. So I don't move it. Instead, I played the bishop now back to e1 to protect that h-pawn, so he can't take it with the rook. Now he's played f5. Bishop g3, and I've got a beautiful square. I'm not only protecting that pawn, but I've got a beautiful diagonal on the h2b8 diagonal. He's played king to e7, so he can connect the rooks. And I've brought the rook now across to d2. I've connected my rooks. After pawn takes pawn, and he may take with a knight, but I would then have a bishop check on d6, and I could pick off the knight with bishop takes knight. So he's brought the rook across h8. That would stop me from doing what I wanted to do. So instead of taking, I've moved the pawn on. Now he hasn't got that wonderful square e5 for his knight, because I've stopped that with my bishop. And he's gone back to f8. This is beautiful for me, because knight h7 does nothing. Maybe pushes an f-pawn on at some point. And he can't go to e6. The only place he can go with a knight is back to d7. I think he's expecting me to push the pawn on, and then he could get the knight out to e6. But I'm not going to do that. I'll just play the bishop up one square. I want to see what he's going to do. And he's gone king over to d7. It's interesting. I assume he wants to, he feels safer over that side of the board. So I played my king up one square. This is a way to move, see what he does. a4, a3, and my clock is racing. We're now approaching the end of the game. I've got 20 seconds. He's got 38 seconds, which I wrote down. Rook a6, rook a2. I want to play the pawn on and swap those pawns off, and then I can and get some real attacking play going. Now he's played b5, so this is an attacking move. I can play pawn takes pawn and get my pawn back, but it's probably what I should do, but then he will attack it with the other rook, no doubt, and win that pawn back anyway. So with 7 seconds left, I've moved my king up, and he's gone pawn takes pawn. Now I should play rook d2 with the rook on d1 before I move the other pawn up, so that I'm protecting the b pawn. But with only 4 seconds left, I can't do that. So I've gone king up to c4 to stop that pawn moving on. Now he's played the rook from d8 to b8, hitting the b pawn, and I just completely forgot I could go bishop takes rook and win the rook for nothing. Game over, or probably a draw, seeing as we're on. I've only got a few seconds left. I might even lose on time anyway. So that was a shame. He took the pawn, and then I should have just played rook d2 as I said I was going to do with the rook on d1. But again, with only about 2 seconds left, I took the pawn on h5. It's just manic when you get to this stage. And he took pawn on b2, and I just quickly played rook b1 to stop a rook check, which would send me out to b5. And then he played the rook back, and my clock went, so I lost on time. Sadly, I lost on time. I'm not losing this game at all. I'm doing really well. Shame. But there you are. That's the way. That's chess for you. So that's the end of game 1. Congratulations to my opponent, Varbanov. And I'm looking forward to playing my 84-year-old opponent in the second game. So I'll catch you up later. So bye for now until that game goes on.